Well, my name is Geetanjali Shree. I'm a writer. I come from India. India is a large country. I belong to North India, and my mother tongue is Hindi. That's the language I write in. I'm here in France at the moment on the invitation of my publisher, éditio de femme, and they have done this book which I'm presenting today called Mais. They've done it in French, and I'm very, very happy to be here with them. So what is my novel about? That's not a very easy question to answer because I think many different things come together to make a work of literature. I carry my history, my philosophy, my experience, my memories, other people's memories, my imagination, all of it comes together and makes a work, happen. Now, this book, I think I wrote under the compulsion that before I do anything else, I have to acknowledge the women who came before me, who made me, and who did some of the things which they did some of those things invisibly so that I could do them more visibly. And I think it was that journey that I was trying to trace when I wrote this novel. That's why the title is Mai, which means mother, and it is about the earlier generation. It's not about a single mother, it's about the earlier generation of women, and tries to tell a story about what that generation did in order to facilitate life and possibilities for the next generation. Talking about the exact moment which leads one to a story or a new creation is actually very difficult. But I can speak of a general atmosphere that was worrying me. And I think it was to do with my generation of feminists and their arrogance, their thinking that everything begins with them, and they are the ones who are showing other women the way. And I think that was troubling me and was putting questions in my head. And we tended to see the earlier generation of women who were not like us, who were not outspoken and going out into the world. We seemed to see them as weak, spineless women who were just doing the bidding of the men in patriarchy. And I think it was that which I was wondering about, that can they really be as weak as all that? And behind that bent back and silent, subordinate look, what exactly is going on? And I think the trigger is always some small image or a small dialogue, and that sets one off. And I think the idea I got was that these women of that generation are in the house, always bending to do housework. So whatever they are doing, they bend and do it, whether it is cooking, whether it is preparing things in the house, ironing clothes, or setting the cushions right and decorating the home, or anything to do with housework. They seem to be bending, and bending meant that their back, the spine is always bent, and it became a metaphor for me, because having a weak spine or a bent back and a bent spine means, in literal terms also, it can be a weak spine, and it metaphorically also, the new generation of women like me can see it as a weak spine, a weak character. And I think that bent image of the women before me is what stuck with me, and I began to unwrap that, unravel that, and that is where the story of Mai emerged.